it is I, Paige the Puppet, with another all ages live video for my friends. I know it has been a few days since I was last here, and I kind of opened all of the doors until today. So I am now on day 21, which today is day 21, but I didn't open 50 to 20 on the air. Mostly it's because I got bored of that, and I was like, what does this have to do with my channel or small business, other than the fact that I got these beautiful crystal sets at a small business in Whitehorse. But when it comes down to it, it hasn't had a whole lot to do with my channel. Because I am here for creative, independent, small business owners. And being here to encourage, educate, and empower. And that's what I'm all about. And these crystals really had nothing to do with that. Unless you believe in the power of crystals, in which case it could have been kind of interesting. They're very pretty. Very, very pretty. But when it comes down to it, they don't feel my niche. And that was what was happening, is that I was working through my plans for next year and going back to Mama's signature statement of how to be successful in business, which, if you don't know, is the temper tantrum theory of success. No, no, never, never. And that means know yourself, know your market, never, never stop learning, and never give up. But there's some exceptions to the never give up. It doesn't quite mean what it means to some people. And I will talk about that in a future episode, because this is going to be such an exciting year coming up, this 2022. I know we still have Christmas and all that to get through. But then is going to be a week of fun, and then is going to be the new year. And in the new year, things are changing around here. Mama got a job at a school, so she's going to be working not a 9 to 5, but an 8:45 to 3:15. So a day job, but she's always had a day job, almost always. Not always, but no. See, here's the thing. Mama started working from home 25 years ago in July of 2022. So coming up is 25 years that since she started her first home-based small business. And then from there, she started to be a writer, and she was first trying to be a freelance writer, like for the magazines. And that took a really long time. The one article that she got into a national level magazine, it took 18 months. 18 months from query letter to publication, and that really felt like too long. And that just wasn't the day when you could get rejected like within 15 seconds like you can nowadays. This was back in the days when you had to send a letter the long way in the post, with the self-addressed stamped envelope and stuff people didn't like back then. The editors did not like get the submissions in the email, and that has changed over the years. There have been many changes, many things that have changed in the 24 and a half years since Mama started her first home-based small business. But, yeah, what did I say but? I don't know why I said but. Anyway, so I'm going to switch over now because I did say in my description that I was going to open the advent calendars, and I already kind of didn't do that. Well, see, here's the thing. I've decided that they are not really the thing to do, but now that I'm live, I'm like, oh, maybe I should do it. So I'm just going to do it because nobody's watching right now, and maybe if somebody comes to watch, then we will switch back to talking about small business and stuff like that. Because I'm kind of itching to see what is in my thing. So I'm going to get Mama's help here. We're going to change the camera to, that's this one. Is that the right one? No, that's not the right one. That one shows Mama. We don't want that one. Is it that one? Oh, that's the wrong one. I don't have the proper one attached to the camera. Oh no. Okay, I could go back to me. Because I noticed there is a live viewer out there. Hi, friend. How you doing? I was just going to open my advent calendar, but then I realized, I don't have the proper camera set up. This one is not, there's one that's not plugged in, and that's the one I needed to show you. So we'll do that off camera, and maybe I will show them in a wrap up at the end of the year. I will bring up the banner. So yeah, I lost you. Okay. But I do welcome, if you are watching in the recording, I do welcome comments, and I'd love to comment. So please chime in with your thoughts if you've made it so far in the video. And I'm just going to, this is wrong. This is not day 15. Here, we need to edit that. This is actually day 21. There we go. Did you get that right? Okay, save it. Okay, and that hit show. There we go. Hi! I noticed there's a live viewer out there. How you doing? Happy Solstice. I hope that you are finding the shortest day of the year is a happy day for you. Hi, Brenda Paws. Oh, Brenda Paws. That's kind of like Santa Claus. I'm wearing my Santa dress. See? Yeah, I got this at the thrift store. I was gonna open my advent calendar, but we don't have the proper camera set up for me to show you nicely the way I was before last week, before I stopped. We kind of stopped in the middle. Anyway, I explained that at the beginning of the video, but I would like to talk to you. Do you celebrate the solstice, like the shortest day of the year, with any special celebrations? That's my question. Let's see. What else can I talk about? Yeah. If you haven't already written a press release for next week, this will be a really good time for you to get on that, because next week is a really good time for getting publicity in the local media outlets. It just is. Yeah. What else can I talk about today? Just 1 second, Mama has to move because she's got to. Sorry about that, Mama had to cough. And I didn't want to do it on the air because that would hurt your ears. We don't want to hurt your ears or your kitty's ears. I see that it says you go with paws because you have a cat. We do not have a cat around here. We have a honey bear. A honey bear is not a bear. She is a duck. But she is as cute and adorable as a teddy bear. And she is very stubborn. That's what Mama says, that the puppy is stubborn. But she's not a puppy anymore, really. She's 2 years old now. And we haven't bought her Christmas presents yet. We were thinking about what to buy her as a special thing. His name is Chance. Chet's is a pretty good name for a kitten or a cat. Yeah. I call everything by their baby names, I think so most of the time, yeah. I think I like cats too, but we don't have one. 'Cause Mama doesn't like the litter box. And Mama is lazy, and so there's no cats. The dog is much easier, mostly because the locksmith looks after her most of the time. Mama has this bad habit. She always thinks the animals are hymns most of the time, unless they're evidently mamas. She always sort of does that. Him, him, him. I don't know. Maybe she's got some internalized misogyny or something. I don't know. But she does that all the time. Well, maybe not all the time, but some of the time. Yeah. Anyway, what else was I going to say? I didn't make a list. He's 4 today and a rescue. Yeah. Actually, the only dog that has not been, the only pet. Actually, that's not true. Okay, so first time Mama bought a cat, it was a kitten, and she bought it at the pet store because it was 1991, and she didn't know about pet stores and backyard shenanigans and all of that stuff, and she didn't know that a pet store was not a good place to buy a pet. So her first kitten she got from there. Her second kitten she got for $5 from an ad in something that was called the Bargain Finder, that was like a newspaper of classifieds. They don't really have those anymore, I don't think so. It's like Kijiji in paper form. So that was where she got her second cat. He was a kitten too. His name was Max, and he was incredible. The first cat was named Cactus. Um, and then and then they moved away, and the cats ran away. Cactus, he ran away when they moved to Edmonton because they got both of those cats when they lived in Calgary, and then they moved to Edmonton, and Cactus ran away, and he he they found him, and then he ran away again, and then he never came back the next time. And then they kept the Max, and the Max he ran away um, uh, when they moved up north. They moved to a place called Fort Resolution in the Northwest Territories, and on the way, the kitty ran away, and that was sad, and they were all sad because he ran away uh, when they tried to move him from the motel back into the car in the middle of the middle of the trip up north because they had to stop overnight, and he ran away then. And they looked around for him for 2 hours, but he went ahead and they couldn't find him, and they had to continue on the journey. And that was the story of Cactus and Max. So those were the first 2 cats. And then they got Pikachu and Charmelon. And Charmelon, he died when he was just a kid. He was only 6 months old. It was very sad. They think it was an antifreeze incident because he came home and he was very sick and then he just died. But Pikachu, he did not happen to have that happen. And then so Pikachu they lived with them and lived with them until they moved here to Whitecourt. And then they had to find a new home for them because when they moved to Whitecourt, the landlord said no cats. And they really needed a place to live, and there was no place to live other than the place that said no cats. So they found him a home in the country, and that's not a euphemism. It was a real home in the country that he went to live in. But unfortunately, uh, he did pass away out there. He died. He was taken by a bird. We hear that was the story. We don't know if it was true or not because we didn't see it, but they said that he went out when he was told don't go out, and he went out and he got taken by a hawk because that can sometimes happen, I guess. So that was the story of the last cat that they had. And then later they got a dog, and they never got a cat again yet. We don't know, anything's possible, but we don't think that we will have a cat because, oh no, that's not true. We did have another cat. There was Oswald, who was named after the assassin Oswald because They wanted him to assassinate mice. That was his job. And he did a good job of that. But he was not a very friendly cat because he came from the pound. He had been born there and he lived there all his life until he was 8 months old. And so he did not very socialize well. He only liked one person. He only liked one person, and it was not Mama. And so that's why Mama forgot him because it wasn't a close cat. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's the story of all our cats. I hope you enjoyed the story since you have a cat that was, rescued. Rescues are very near and dear to our heart, though. Rocky, he was the first dog, and he was a rescue. He was 2 years old when we got him, or when Mama got him. I did not exist yet. I came to exist in the final days of his life. Um, he was only alive for a very little while after I came to be. But I do have some pictures of me and my siblings with the first dog, Rocky. Yeah, he was an awesome dog. And yeah, they they figured that he was 2 years old when they got him, and he was such a gentleman dog. He looked like he wore a tuxedo all the time because he was black with a white smock. Yeah, he was so cute. But Honey Bear's cute, do not get me wrong. Yeah. But she was not really a rescue, but she was kind of rescued. Mama found him. I found her. Sorry, I did that again. Mama found her on Facebook when she was a puppy because she'd been looking for a small dog, but it's very hard to find a medium-sized dog at the rescues around here. They were all big dogs that were better suited for farm life, like life out in the country. Big dogs, Mama thinks, should have lots of areas to explore and to run. She doesn't think the big dogs shouldn't have should live in the town. So she wanted a medium-sized dog. And she couldn't find one for a long, long time. And then one day she was there and she was scrolling and she saw Honey Bear and she was like, "Oh, that dog's pretty." And then she called the lady and arranged it all, and that's how we got Honey Bear. So she wasn't really a rescue, but let me tell you, when we went to go pick her up, she was in a pen full of straw in the middle of a living room of an apartment. It wasn't very, and her sisters were very barky. Of course, Honey Bear is a little barky, but her sisters, oh my goodness, they were very, 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 very barky. Anyway, I think she was scared when she lived there. She was 3 months old when we got her, but now she is 2. So that was a while ago. But yeah, we are trying to figure out what to get her for Christmas. Maybe Mama and I will go shopping for that later. We have one locally owned franchise pet store in town. There's no independent pet store in our town anymore because oh my goodness, this is a sad story, peoples. A sad story. Our locally owned independent small pet store was burned down, along with the place where I got my fur. The place where Mama got my fur, the sewing store, my pelt, what I wear as my skin, my pinkness. Yeah, that burned down Christmas a couple of years ago, and they never rebuilt. So that's kind of sad. And the really sad thing about that in a small town, I don't know whether you live in a small town or a big city, but in a small town, lots of times when things close, they never get repopulated again. And so we may never have an independent small pet store again or an independent. Well, we kind of have a sewing store, but she is mostly yarn and not sewing because she started as a yarn store, and so she has some fabric there now, but still no none of the fabric that makes me. You live in a small city. Oh, that's kind of cool. Technically, the town we live in is big enough that we could apply for city status, but that requires a lot of responsibilities that are different than town responsibilities. And so, as I understand it, the town has decided not to pursue that kind of status. So that's where we stand now. We are a small town. Yeah. That's what we live in. About 2 hours out of a big city, though. We live in northern Alberta. That's where we are. And Mama's lived here now for about 14 years. When she first moved here, she sold air. Not like real air, but like air on the radio. Advertising. Kind of like if you're old enough, maybe you know of a show called what was it called now? WKRP in Cincinnati. Yeah, and she had a blog back then because Mama's been online for a long time, so she had a blog because she thought it would be a good way to get to know customers, and she called that blog "My Name Is Not Herb." Because Herb Tartalack was a salesperson character on that show, and he was kind of slimy, kind of sleazy. He was funny, do not get me wrong, but he was not a very good person. Um, and I guess that was funny back in the day. Um, yeah. So, anyways, yeah, you like that show? Oh, yeah, it was a funny show. Every year, at Thanksgiving time, we have to watch that part about the turkeys. I swear to God, I thought they could fly. And it's so funny. It's sad for the turkeys. But they can't. Yeah, I don't know that. I know there's a few animals. I mean, a few birds that can't fly. The penguins, they can't fly. The ostriches, the emus, and the turkeys. These things cannot fly. I don't know why he didn't know that, but he didn't know that. I don't know. Anyways, that's a fun part. This doesn't have anything to do with small business, though, but that's okay. We'll get you to that groove. It's a new year. Mama's going to start her new job, and I'm going to be really focused on helping the creative, independent small business owners with their penny pinching promotions and ideas that can help them to grow their business just a little bit of time and money and creativity. I mean, let's face it, creativity can go a long way when it comes to promoting your business. And if you put love into it, it's not hard to find enough customers to sustain you. You just kind of need to go with your heart and with your plan, and it comes together. That's kind of how Mama and I came to exist, how I came to exist anyway. She just had this idea, and that didn't work. But she kept on working at things, and now I'm here. And it's Christmas time almost. Well, it's definitely Yule today, the shortest day of the year, the longest night. Yeah, that's what today is. So that's pretty special. Yeah. What time? Oh my goodness, I've been talking and talking for nearly 25 minutes. Yeah, I guess that's one of the things I'm good at, talking a lot. I was mentioning on Savvy's show this morning in the comments area that I'm sorry, I got distracted by reading the comment from you, Brenda. Let me pull that up so that I can share it. It says Venus Flytrap did a scene where they were talking about parts of the atom, and that's how I passed that part of the text the next day. test the next thing. I can read too. Anyways, yeah, that's interesting. Venus Flytrap sure was that whole show really full of characters, full of very interesting stereotypes of characters. It was a really awesome show for that time. Now what was I saying? Oh yeah. Now I forgot. I get distracted easily. What was I going to say? Penny pinching promotions, helping creative independent business owners, encourage, educate, empower. Oh, I guess I lost you, Brenda. Okay. Well, since Brenda is gone and I don't see that there's any other live viewers out there, I'm going to sign off for today and I will be back. Yeah, I will be back on another day. You have an amazing rest of the day. And no, she responded before she left. She said, "Uh-oh, I hit the wrong button." Oh, she didn't say that. I said that because I hit the wrong button. There we go. They don't make shows like that anymore. Oh, I see that you come back. I was just going to sign off because I noticed you missed. Uh, yeah, it showed 0 in the viewers, so I was just going to sign off because it has been nearly half an hour that I've been talking, and Mama really should get to work on the editing of the interviews that we have lined up. They are waiting. They are trapped. There's a here. I can show you. Mama has to over. Show them. Not with my teeth. You're so silly, Mama. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna show. Look, this is this. I can't do it without using my teeth because I only have the one hand available. Anyways, you'll just have to believe me that that's a hard drive with 5 interviews on it. That I just need to get in and get those edited, and then I will have some really good content for you. I have a lawyer and a bookkeeper and a hiking guide. She's also an author, and one of them is a doggy mom, and 2 of them are. Wait a second. Yes, two of them are live children moms, and who else was there? Oh yeah, there's the green puppet, Fluffy. Was his name Fluffy? No, his name wasn't all Fluffy, but he looked fluffy. What was his name? Oh, I forget. But he was green though, and I have an interview with him. Anyway, so we should really get to editing those. And thank you so much for joining me, Brenda. If you have a thing to share, feel free to drop it in the comments area, and then we will talk about it. Until next time, I'll go sign off for now, and I will be back. Let's see, when am I going to be back next? On Christmas Eve. On Christmas Eve is when I'm going to be back on as a live, but I will be working on those videos for you and getting them edited because there's just so much. I had such good interviews. I want to show you, but I can't show you until they're edited. So, okay, I'm going to really say bye-bye now. This is almost like in the old days when you had telephones and you say bye, and then the other person keeps talking. And yeah, I'm always that other person. And Mama was always that other person. Makes the call go on forever. Okay, she's going to really hit. She's really going to hit that podcast. And the broadcast. Bye. Love you.